So yesterday, this is Haro from Greenville, South Carolina, to all my fellow agents out there. Yesterday had a interaction with an agent who had showed one of my properties over the weekend and had given very non-informational feedback via showing time. And I reached out to him and just said, hey, is there anything else that I can pass on to the seller? And he said, is it best practice for agents to give feedback? And I said, well, I've always given feedback and I've always coached the agents on my team to give feedback in those scenarios. And then he sent me an Instagram reel that was some agent that said you shouldn't give feedback because it might land you in a lawsuit with your buyer clients if they didn't know you gave feedback and revealed information, and basically tell this story about someone in Arizona who their clients gave bad feedback first and then afterwards decided to buy the house and then found the seller difficult to work with. And the seller basically at closing said, well, we were difficult to work with because the original feedback you sent, and they didn't know they had sent feedback. And I said, that's all well and good. I see the point. How that agent delivered that feedback is a big part of it. Also, I and my team have done over 3,200 transactions and in the last 16 years, and I've never come across anything like this. We've had 2 lawsuits about things, and neither one of them were remotely close to this issue. So I feel fairly safe in the feedback realm as far as lawsuits go. I guess if you're really cautious, that's something you need to be concerned about. But I feel really safe as far as lawsuits go that I'm not going to get have an issue around that. So for anyone that's a consumer out there watching this, feedback is super helpful to the seller. And then agents, for me, it's a service to the agent and it's service to the seller as well, for me to highlight the things I love about the house. Maybe my client loves about the house. If I need to keep my client's opinions confidential, I can do that on behalf of my client. But then also I can give my feedback on how the house shows, what's great about it, what they should consider, what are some things that they might be able to do. So I think the way you word the feedback is really important. I always love to just start with, here are the things I loved about the house. You did a great job with this, this, and this. And here's an area of concern for me and or my client, this and this, and then finish it out. Thank you for the opportunity to show. I know it's a lot of energy out of the day to vacate your house, to show a property, and please communicate my respect and honor to the seller in this circumstance. And I found that I'm not going to burn a bridge that way. I'm not going to hurt anyone's feelings that way. And I'm going to give actionable feedback that could help that agent and or that seller to make their house more sale worthy. So those were my thoughts on this topic. And I appreciated this agent's caution and him being very careful for himself and on behalf of his client. But I couldn't help but wonder if there was just a little sense of fear. And I think in our world today, it is so easy to let fear run our lives. And I think if we act in love and in connection with the people on the other side, whether it's the agent or the client, and seek to leave, basically, in every interaction, seek to leave things better than we found them. So how can I give of myself in such a way that doesn't compromise anything for me and or my client, however, makes the seller better off and the agent on the other side better off. So always with that in mind. That's all. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have any feedback on this message, I don't have the corner on the market on all wisdom. So any feedback or any perspectives that you have to offer, I would love to hear them. And that's it. Haro signing off from Greenville, South Carolina. Have a great day.